Naoki first dropped off his Honda Integra, factory engine, paint flaking off everywhere. It was in need of a birthday. We pulled the engine out. I then went to town and stripped the engine all the way down to its bare bones, ready for a fresh rebuild with some MAXPEEDINGRODS rods, ARP head studs, ACL race bearings, and all genuine Honda gaskets. As you can see here, the rods are quite a lot thicker than the factory rods, so these are going to handle all of the boost. We did a full build on the channel. There's plenty of videos you can go back and see how we got this thing to where it is today, spooling up with a fresh head build, all new OEM head gaskets, torque to spec. You can find all of the fuel system parts on the spoolup.com.au website. To my surprise, it started first go and it sounded incredible from the get-go with a full custom exhaust that I made for the car here in my garage. Now it was ready to put some Ks on it and get it down to the dyno. G'day everyone, Turbo Tristan here. As you can see, we've got VTEC and it is back for its dyno. We're in somewhere that I've never been before. Very good reputation and very familiar with the guys' work. We are at CMS Performance down in Seaford, and the guys have had the car all morning. I've just rocked up late to the party because I didn't want to get in the way, but they've wired in the Turbo Smart 4-port boost controller, switched out all the injectors to the E85 RACEWORKS 950s and drained the tank of all the 98, and they've filled it up with some fresh E85, changed over the map sensor to the Honda map sensor, and most importantly, the bit that I can't do and I'm totally useless at is they've gone ahead and wired in the boost controller, plugged in the Honda and got that to work. So we're running the Honda ECU, all ran and calibrated the fuel system, the boost controller, and also the injectors. So the boys are just having lunch. Once they finish lunch, it is on to actually tuning the car. So we're gonna jump in and out. We'll get a little bit of some sound clips, things like that, and we'll wait till the power runs actually start, because what you guys don't realize is a lot of the tuning takes place, the hours and hours and hours of work takes place beforehand, getting the car to run right, idle right, drive right, on and off boost, and just all the different transient maps. And once all that's calibrated and sorted, then it's on to power runs and seeing what the thing's gonna make. Naoki tells me he does want to drive this a fair bit and from time to time be able to daily it. So it's not going for straight up world record power or anything like that, but it's going to make some jam. It's going to drive beautifully, and I cannot wait for this thing to start singing on the dyno, because we've only heard it to about 4,500 RPM, barely cracking the screamer, and we want to hear this thing on full noise. Another great thing about going over to the Honda is we can check out those engine lights and codes. We can reset the rev limiter. The old ECU, if you remember to the very first video, it wouldn't rev past 6,000 and it had a engine light on the entire time. All the sensors have been replaced, all the gaskets have been replaced. Everything on this is pretty much brand new, except for one or two sensors, like water temp, so that's not going to affect things like the engine light. So now with the Honda, we can now program that to get rid of that, or at least find out what it is and fix the issue. So it's been a couple of hours, car's been on the dyno. We've changed the plugs, gapped them down to 0.6. We're just running a standard plug now. There's a little bit of an issue trying to control the boost, not the boost controller, but the ECU. The ECU, the Honda data, we guessed it was a JDM one, but it's actually a USDM one. So we've switched some wires over. Well, I haven't, the boys at CMS have. And now we're just gonna test to see if that works. And if it does, we'll be able to start making some power. We're still at standard timing. We're at 70% injectors. We're making 186 kilowatts at the wheels with the stock wastegate with the boost controller off, and we've got a bit of creep. So we're trying to control the creep and adjust the boost via the computer, not via natural. So let's see what she does. So it turns out it is a USDM, American ECU, and the boost controller is now working, so that's awesome. We are at 199 kilowatts with no timing, and we just did a little bit of a test in the middle, like about 5 grand, added 20% of boost control, and it works. So now we can fix that up and tune it properly, and we'll lock off the RPMs. We hit 8,000 that time, and I think that's going to be plenty. Although it could rev more, we're still on factory valve springs, retainers, and valves and all that sort of stuff. So 8,000 is a lot better than 6 that it used to be on. So 8,000, cap it there. That'll help control the boost. The guys here at CMS really know their stuff. So now we can start making some actual power and get into some power runs. So we've added 2 degrees of timing, and that's brought the boost down 2 psi. So now we're going to fatten it up in the middle to get that even boost all the way through the rev range. CMS though, highly recommend tuning skill. The best way to pick a tuner is when things aren't going absolutely perfect, how they troubleshoot. So we weren't getting boost, troubleshoot everything, do a bit more research, found it was a different ECU, swap the wires around, fix the problem. You cannot ask for more. Having never dealt with CMS before, this is my first time being here, and just really friendly and really knows what he's doing. So I also highly recommend these guys. Everything is going as good as can be expected. One other really weird thing I want you to take a look at this is I figured out that Naki's wheel is buckled. Look at the hub, it's perfectly smooth, and then the outside of the wheel is wobbling around. Check this out. It's hilarious. Perfect. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. So the Integra's just made 211 kilowatts at the wheels at around 12.5 or 13 PSI, somewhere there. What we're gonna do now is just clean up that little bit last 1,500 RPM and add just a smidge more boost to try and get it to around 13.5, maybe 14. And that's gonna raise the power up, and we're gonna keep it there, lock it off at 8,000 RPM. The torque curve, when you see this, and also the power curve, it's a straight line. It's like NA. You could not get a better, smoother torque curve if you wanted to. Sure, the ones that go up like that look impressive, but they drive like absolute crap. This is gonna be an amazing street car, and it's gonna drive like a factory VTEC, but with double and a half the power and nearly triple the torque. So it's gonna be just a blast to drive. Here we go. Got to tell the boys, bloody group chats. Good job. That's nice. Very, very happy with that. So that's a torque T 275, and then power comes up to the 220 line. And that's at between 7.5 and 8. $276.5 Newton meters. Well done. Come to CMS for a tune. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. Good job. Yeah, it's like an NA curve, just perfect, smooth as. And the VTEC crack, beautiful. But the power, it doesn't jump around, it's still very smooth, all managed with the Honda and the boost control. Very impressed. So the car's gonna actually stay overnight to do the cold start on E85, mess around with things like the launch control, and there is talk of doing a boost by gear if it melts the tyres in second and third, and then a bit of boost by gear, so bring the boost down in those other couple of gears. But fourth gear, 220 kilowatts at the wheels. What a beast. That, yeah. Tell them, you got to be happy with that, mate.
Very happy. Over the moon.
I can't wait to see your face the first time you drive it.
I think it's going to be different once I'm behind the wheel and it's actually gone.
Cruising
exactly,
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night will be unreal.
We've got to do an oil change. Still got the running in oil, so change that out and full tank of E85 and go put some Ks on it.